Alright, so now we got Hulk. Hulk is a very... He's not exactly the most complicated of characters. He's kind of pretty one-dimensional. You pretty much... Most of your hits, honestly, with Hulk are going to be from people using unsafe or predictable moves. And then you just notice them and you're like, oh, hey, I'm gonna heavy you now. And then they'll hit your super armor and then you get into a combo. Or his medium. His medium's actually slightly better for that because it actually leads to more damage overall than his heavy will. And because you can, you still have your ground bounce, whereas, like, generally, if you've used your heavy, well, there's your ground bounce. Now you're very limited in your options to follow that up. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Let me see if this works. Ooh. Oh, okay, so it'll be difficult to follow, but that actually is. It actually is possible, so that's good to know. But yeah, anyway, again, very one-dimensional. He doesn't really have any mix-up. His mix-up really only comes from his command throw. The problem is, it's actually a very fast command throw with very good range. But as you can see, you just tossed him full screen. Now, the only easy way to follow that up is through the use of Gamma Tsunami. You can follow that up with Gamma Tsunami. As you can see right there, you follow that up. But look at the damage. That damage that's not good damage. Now you can also match the hits. As you can see, he keeps going, so you can get 150,000 damage. Let me see if... Yeah, okay. So he's actually... I think his light and medium might actually be the same exact move, to be honest. I haven't really tested it. And then his heavy is actually, as you can see, he kind of goes upwards, so that's actually an anti-air. What, really? There we go. Let me see if that does more damage. Nah, still does the same damage. So yeah, there's his command grabs, but again, as I mentioned, they're just, overall, I don't like them too terribly much. The bonus to it is that it adds some mix-up to his almost non-existent mix-up game. And if you have an OTG assist like Wesker's, you may potentially be able to grab them, dash, call the OTG assist, and then dash again, and you could potentially follow it up, depending upon the OTG assist. I haven't tested them because I don't use any characters right now with OTG assists, but that is a potential way to pick that up into more damage rather than just tossing them and then Gamma Tsunami for almost no damage. So there's where his mix-up comes in, but again, I don't really like his command throw because it's not amazing. And it's very punishable if they just jump. Because a lot of people against Hulk will just jump. Because, I mean, it's not like he has any fast moves that are gonna, be ruined by jumping. So, yeah, I just don't really like it overall. But, anyway, so now, to get into his pressure, the thing that you do not want, this is what you do not want to do. Don't do that. Don't just be like, oh, hey, heavy launcher, heavy jump, heavy into launcher. Don't just do that all the time. I know you see me doing that shit online non-stop. That's because online that shit works. Because you'll have shit like this, where his special is, his launcher is like -12 on block or something, which is hilariously easy to punish. But then you got online, which adds, input lag to the mix, which pretty much takes that being -12 on block, it turns it into like -5 on block. So it's actually pretty difficult to punish online. But if you play offline at all, that's gonna be the easiest goddamn thing in the world to punish. It's like, you can sit there, kind of stare at the screen, take a sip of your, whatever drink you have near you, contemplate exactly what combo you want to do, and then hit him. That's pretty much the amount of time you have to punish that shit. So make his shit safe. How you would do that? The easiest way to do that is through just using his light, medium, and then his anti-air gamma charge into the heavy follow-up. As you can see, he's stuck in block stun for much longer than Hulk is actually on the ground. So if I actually just do this continuously, as you can see, he never actually leaves block stun. He will never leave block stun, so he has to push block you. He has to respect that. That is the thing about Hulk, is that most players with Hulk don't do that. They do what I do online. They just mash on heavy. And so people don't really respect Hulk's pressure. And then you start doing this, Now you have to respect Hulk's pressure, because otherwise, I'm just gonna chip you down the entire, your entire health bar eventually. So use that. The bonus to that is that number one, it's a block string, obviously, as you saw, and it also doubles as a good hit confirm. And now you can go into a full combo. So, there's the bonus to that. Now, the real combo you actually want to use, it's kind of slightly more difficult, is actually this, and you can jump and do light attack like that. But it is slightly more difficult. You have to time your jump. You can't just, like, jump right when it's first available, because if you do that, they'll actually be too high for the jumping special to hit. So you have to be careful about that. And then on top of that, depending upon how you follow it up, I actually just learned this thanks Darlos 9D, I believe. I believe that's your, I'm saying that right. You can do either, see how, I just fucked it up right there. Oh, come on! Quit being a douchebag! Or keep being a douchebag, whatever. I don't even like you anyway. God damn it. God damn it. I'm going to kill somebody. There we go, I did it right that time. So you can either follow it up like that, but the problem is, as you can see, you actually can't do medium, medium, heavy. You have to do medium, heavy, strong, or special. You always call it strong. And it's very difficult to follow up that way. You have to be airtight or they will tech it. But if you actually don't do what I did, see, the way I started getting into it was that I started throwing in the crouching heavy. If you don't throw in the crouching heavy, you can actually just do launcher, medium, medium, heavy, strong, and then follow that up from there. So don't use the crouching heavy like I usually do. That's just gotten into my muscle memory now, and I need to fix that. So, I don't know. Like I said, Hulk's very one-dimensional. There's really not too terribly much to teach about it, other than, just don't mash on heavy against better opponents. It will work. It does work against people that don't really know what they're doing. You have a lot of people that love to just play this like it's online Street Fighter and just constantly jump and do jumping attacks. Hulk's standing heavy will blow that up. Easily. It'll blow that up easily. But against better players, they know that almost all of Hulk's moves are very easily punishable. You can actually make his, if you do want to mash on standing heavy, you can actually make it safe. See, as you can see, they are still stuck in block stun for a while. His recovery just lasts longer. Now, there is actually plenty of time to be like, oh, hey, that hit. Okay, now I can go into launcher. Or alternatively, if they're like this, it's like, oh shit, they just blocked that. And then, as you can see, they did recover from block stun for a moment, but that's not long enough. If they press a button there, they're going to get hit by that heavy follow-up, and they're going to get ground bounce into a combo. So that's one way to make it safe if you're fast enough to recognize, like, oh shit, they blocked it, okay. So you do have that, and then that's pretty much the only real way you can actually make his pressure safe. The only other way is if you're maintaining a charge, and then you can be like, oh, well, shit, they just blocked. You're like, oh, well, crap, they just blocked it. Follow that up. That's only -1 on block. That's not punishable. So yeah, that's pretty much the only ways you can make his pressure safe. Now, where I like Hulk on a team, he's good as a point character with the right assists behind him. And actually, I feel that's his best placement because his assists are good depending upon what you're looking for. Like, his anti-air gamma charge is actually a fantastic, oh shit, get off me move. Not as good as like Tron's or Hagar's, but it's still good because it does have super armor coming in, so it can absorb a hit. Which, in general, it very rarely gets knocked out of it. In general, if they're near you and they're trying to hit you, Hulk will get them off you. So it's good if you have a character that, like, say Magneto, who doesn't need assists for his combos, but has issues with pressure. So Hulk is a good, get the hell off me, go away assist for that. His anti-air gamma charge, actually his normal gamma charge is good for that too, but it does knock them back full screen. So I like his anti-air gamma charge better because it sets up some air throw, reset shenanigans kind of a deal. Not really resets, but like if they tech in the air, you can, if you time it right, you can air throw them off of that. I don't like his gamma wave really because it can OTG and it can potentially be good for that, but it's pretty much unusable mid-screen because it's just like his Gamma Tsunami, it'll pick them up and throw them across the screen. So mid-screen, it's just absolutely useless. You will not be able to pick that up with anything but like maybe a hyper or something. But most hypers that will do that anyway will generally like OTG or something anyway. So his assist can be good for certain situations. He also gets a huge power boost from X Factor, the largest in the game. He gets a 230% power boost. The problem is that unlike Sentinel, he actually doesn't get a speed boost. He is the same, as you can see, like just check, look at all his stuff, look at all his moves and whatnot. He is exactly the same speed. He is exactly the same speed the entire time. He doesn't get a speed boost, period, for X Factor. So, and again, Hulk is very easy to just sit back and block. Or you can just jump and super jump and block. And in general, there's very little Hulk can do about that unless you're really good with timing anti-air command grabs. So, unfortunately, actually, let me see how much damage he gets from his command grab in X Factor. Yeah. So, I mean, like, that's... You can't even kill anybody with that, except Phoenix. And then now they're full screen again, which gives them it makes it easy to just run away. So, I don't really like him, depending upon him for X Factor, because if you combo into him and then X Factor from there, fantastic, amazing damage. But other than that, it's just kind of like, eh. He's just very easy to block at X Factor. He doesn't get a speed boost. He doesn't get any new tactics. He's just the same, just his moves do a lot more damage. So I don't like him as an anchor character. He doesn't really have great comeback potential. Plus, he is zoned extremely easily. So if you have him against any character with projectile, they can really just sit back and throw that projectile. The only thing that he cannot be zoned by is things like Storm's Hailstorm or any of Doom's projectiles, because his this move, his Gamma Crush, will actually catch anybody that uses a hyper, because it's invincible all the way through. So it's great for that, but the problem is you can't catch people trying to zone with that, like with normal moves, because there is not a single projectile in this game that is slow enough that they will not have recovered by the time Gamma Crush actually comes down. There's nothing. You can't catch it. There's nothing you can catch, except for maybe Storm's little charged up whirlwind thing if they charged up the entire time. That's really the only thing I can think of that Gamma Crush will catch. So he just gets zoned extremely easily. So if he's your lone character and the other person has a zoning character, you kind of just have to almost give up at that point. So that's why I don't like him as your last character. I feel he's good as a point character or your second character, because you can either DHC into him, and you can DHC in him from damn near anything. The good thing about his hypers is that they actually cover like every situation possible. Like, okay, well, are they across the screen right now? Gamma Tsunami. Are they right next to me? Okay, Gamma Quake. Are they is it like an air? Are they in the air a little bit? Alright, well, Gamma Crush, because then it'll pop them up further, and you get a lot of damage off of it. So, the good thing is that his hyper combos are great to DHC into. The problem is that he's just alone without assist to help him get in, or like just alone with level 3 X Factor. He's just very easy to block. He's very easy to just ride it out if you want to. So that's why I don't really like him alone, but it is possible, because all you need is just one hit and that's a dead character. Like, regardless, you can do the easiest combo in the world. You don't even need to use a special move or anything, and that's a dead character. So that's the bonus to using him in X Factor, is it's just, you hit them, they're dead. Period. There's no getting out of that. The problem again though is that it's damn hard to get that hit. So there's my feelings on Hulk. Hope you potentially learned something there. Like I said, very one-dimensional character, very simple character. He's not exactly complicated to run with. So yeah, there's Hulk.